Listen, do you hear that? That's the sound of silence. The kids are gone, and I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt, and that can only mean one thing. It's the start of summer. While the kids are getting ready to go on their vacation, I'm getting ready to start planning for a digital curriculum. Hi, my name's Jamie Benedict, and welcome back to the Digital Marketing Classroom. Now the hard work begins as I start preparing for day one of next year when we go to a fully digital curriculum. So I've developed 5 steps to help you guide your technology adoption as you prepare for a digital classroom. Number 1, identify your strengths and weaknesses. Really be critical with yourself here. Figure out what you're good at and what you're not so good at. Make a list and identify where you stand right now as you begin to prepare your lessons. Number 2, identify your students' strengths and weaknesses. Now, some of this might have to wait until you return in the fall and actually ask the students what they think they're good at and what they're not so good at when it comes to computers. But if you've been in the classroom a long time, you should be able to identify where your students have excelled and where they've struggled in the past. Number 3, set your technology goals for the year and keep them simple. Set a goal for where you want to be at the start of the school year, where you want to be at the end of the first quarter, where you would like to be at semester, and where you want to be at the end of the school year. What are you hoping to accomplish when you implement this curriculum into your classroom? Number 4, prioritize the area of your lesson that you would like to incorporate technology. This might be in your belt work or having a better idea of your students' understanding after each lesson. Whatever it is, you're going to want to tie this back to one of your goals that you set in number 3. Number 5 is choose one item, or 2 if you're feeling really confident, that you want to focus on each quarter and become an expert. So how do you become an expert in the classroom? Well, 1, don't rush the process. If it's not ready, don't introduce this. And I'm speaking from experience on this. Make sure that you understand the technology fully before you decide to incorporate this into your class. It's going to save you a lot of frustration, and it's going to save your students a lot of frustration. Remember, students are going through this 6 or 7 times a day and learning new technologies all day long. They need someone that is an expert to show them exactly how this is done. Every time they go through changes and have to adapt, they forget some of the knowledge that they needed in order to make the technology work. Test out your lessons on people in your hallway, your professional learning community, or members of your department. I look at pre-planning as sort of spring training for teachers. On occasion, I will actually come in and present my lessons to an empty classroom, videotaping myself in the back so that I can go back and look and see what I like about a lesson and what I didn't like. It also allows me to work with the resources that I'm going to use in class just to make sure that they work exactly the way that I want them to. It's also going to help me anticipate problems. Test out your lessons on a small group of students. Let them see from a student's perspective exactly how that lesson's going to go and give you feedback as to what they thought was easy to understand and what wasn't so easy to understand. Let them tell you where they got hung up in the lesson and what snags they encountered so that you can anticipate those and make adjustments before you do this lesson for 30 or 40 students. And finally, whenever possible, think like a teenager. Now that's not so easy to do for some of us that have been in education a long time. At 43 years old, I don't really have the mind of a teenager anymore. But what I do know is that when we put technology in the hands of teenagers, they're going to have a lot of freedom. And anything that doesn't work properly in the classroom that I have to take time to troubleshoot is going to give them more freedom. And with freedom, teenagers are going to make, well, let's just call it creative decisions with their time. We want to take some of that freedom out of their hands by having a structured and guided lesson that's going to walk them through the technology and keep them on task. With the digital curriculum, it's going to be very easy to feel overwhelmed because there's always going to be something new and something different that comes along. And there's always going to be something more exciting to add to our classes. We need to resist the urge to try out new technologies until we've mastered the ones that we're currently using in our classroom. And in many cases, until the students have mastered the technologies that we're using in our classroom. It's okay for you to take a break from technology and evaluate where you currently are in the classroom and whether your integration is actually meeting the goals that you set for yourself earlier in the year. Make sure that you take time for yourself so that you actually are effective in the classroom. That's going to be the most important part of a digital curriculum. Thank you for taking time to join me in the Digital Marketing Classroom. Don't forget to follow on Facebook at www.facebook.com/digitalmarketingclassroom, and feel free to leave a comment or question so we can keep the conversation going. Also follow on Twitter at DIGMKTGCLASS, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you stay up to date on all of the videos that are posted. I'm Jamie Benedict in the Digital Marketing Classroom, and we'll see you next time.